Hey all you FOXBODY fanatics, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the 91 Mustang LX YouTube channel. Alright, in this video, we're doing something for Sweetleaf. This is part one. We are going to start cleaning up and tearing down the 302 and we're going to see what we're working with. So, without further ado, let's get our hands dirty, let's get to it. So as you can see, we have a pretty big mess on our hands. So first things first, before we start taking any more parts off of this engine, what we're going to do is we're going to pull it forward here, and we're going to get the shop vac out. We're going to get the big stuff all vacuumed up, and then we're going to start disassembling. And, you know, upon initial inspection, doesn't look great. It obviously had some sort of a water leak for a very long time. Everything's stained. I'm not sure if there was a bad head gasket. The one long drive I did take this motor on, it did get hot, and there was some coolant missing. So let's just hope it's not anything more serious than that. But we're not going to know really until we start tearing down into it. So when I work, I like to put on music loud, so I can't really film that for YouTube. So we'll just, maybe we'll do some time lapses, or I'll come and film updates as we get things done. So here we go. Here goes nothing. All right, we got the 302 behind us, so let's take a look at it and let's assess anything before we clean or remove anything, and we'll see what we have to do. Well, first things first, we have some pet leftovers. So that's going to have to be vacuumed up for sure. Like I said, we have water rust staining everywhere. And I'm thinking this might be our culprit right here, because it seems to be more pronounced here. Things I'm noticing right off the bat, it's leaking from everywhere. The oil pan is rusty. The frost plugs, I'm sure by the time I get them degreased and cleaned, they're going to be rusted as well. Water pump, obviously we won't be reusing that. The harmonic balancer, as you can see, is it's pretty messed up. That's not supposed to be like that. So we're gonna have to get a new balancer. Need new motor mounts. That oil pan is too rusty. That's not worth saving. So first things first, we're going to hit it with a shop vac, and we're going to take it from there, and then we're going to start taking everything apart. So we got the motor mounts off, and yeah, everything's going to need a really good cleaning. Now we're just going to hit everything with a little bit of penetrating fluid, give it a couple minutes to work, and then we're going to hit it hard. We're going to start dismantling. We're also going to get the drain pan out, because this thing still is full of engine oil. So we'll drain the oil, pull off the filter, and we'll get the oil removed while we're having the penetrating oil soak into everything else, and we'll get to it. Alright, again, obviously I'm not sponsored. I mean, who the hell would want to sponsor me, right? But this is my jam. The Clean Flow Penetrant, the honey goo with the double X one. This stuff really works wonders. Ever since I found this maybe about 3 years ago, when I was starting, or halfway through the build on the Rusty box, this stuff saved me a bunch of work and a bunch of headaches. So I don't even know if this is available in the States, but in Canada, this is my favorite stuff we have available. It's a little pricey, but it's good. So now that we got the houses of mouses out, hit all these bolts with a little bit of penetrant, and we can get back to work. First thing I'm going to take off is the distributor, though. So, all right, let's get back to it. Hardly looking great. I mean, there's oil in it, but look at that texture. It smells like tons and tons of gas. So, I haven't seen any water yet, though, you know, knock on wood, so at least there's that. Poor thing has been neglected. Alright, so we have the motor mounts off. We got the fuel rail off, dizzy out. We got the upper intake off. Got the valve covers unbolted. So far, so good, actually. Not as bad of sludge as I could have expected. Now, it's stamped a triple X block, but that doesn't mean anything. That could be a Crown Vic block. That could be a Mustang block. That we're going to know when we see the top of them pistons. So what we're doing now is we're going to crack off the valve covers, and then we're going to get onto the water pump, and we're going to get our puller out, and we're going to get the harmonic balancer off, and then we'll see if we can get timing cover and timing chain and all that off. Right now we're just separating things into piles. There's the piles of things that are going to be cleaned up and reused. There's piles of things that are just going to get thrown in the car. There's the pile of things that are getting kept as reference until we order new parts just to make sure it's the right thing. Got the T5 and bell housing over there. So everything that's going to be kept is going to be put in a pile to be degreased, cleaned, repaired, painted, whatever. And the oil is looking disgusting in this thing, but there's no water in it, so that's a good sign. And what we're doing is any bolt we remove, write what it is. So, you know, any bolt, any sensor. So this way we're not going to be playing a bunch of guessing games. Some things are obvious, but I still went ahead and bagged them anyhow. Because there's already bolts that I don't remember where they go because, you know, my brain. Got the fuel rail apart. It's going to clean up. It's going to clean up real nice. We'll be able to reuse this. This is just staining. Just needs to be cleaned from that water leak. Two of the injectors broke, and that doesn't matter because we're going to be using the 24 pound per hour injectors that Ford Blue Gauge hooked this up with, so the 19 pounders can go in the trash where they belong. So got the dizzy that's going to be needed to clean up. We're going to use this for now just to be cost effective. We'll clean it up. We'll make it look like new. Obviously, new cap, new rotor. And yeah, we'll go from there. So we've got all the rockers and push rods removed. We still got the lifters and the dog bones and the spider holding it all in. It smells really burnt. It smells like burnt oil. Like, it doesn't smell good. But, I mean, it is fairly clean. I've seen worse. My last one I did was a lot worse than this. So now we're going to get the water pump off, and then we're going to move on to the cylinder head. So here goes nothing. Let's get back to work. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the verdict is in. I'm happy. That's just dirt that fell in when I pulled off the head. Cylinders look great. All the spark plugs look good. There's no ridge. I mean, look, they're not perfect. They're not perfect, that's for sure, but it's good enough for me. It's good enough for what we're trying to do. So, yeah. We got the puller kit out. Now we're going to get the harmonic balancer, which is really in bad shape. yeah, the harmonic balancer is pooch, so we're gonna need a new one, and we're gonna get it off right now. Alright, so this is where I'm going to call it for tonight and for this video. I'm going to give it a quick shot with the shop vac, just pick up any loose debris that's fallen in real quick. And then I'm going to oil down the cylinder walls, and I'm going to put a tarp on it, and I'm going to push it back in its corner. And then next time we come out here and mess with it, we'll get the timing cover off, we'll get the timing chain, we'll get the cam lifters, dog bones, flip it over, get the oil pan off, we'll get the sump taken off, we'll get the oil pump taken out, oil pump drive shaft, and then we're going to have to start cleaning. That's right. So I'm real happy. There's one thing we do, and we do well on this channel, is we make junk look pretty good. So I've already got a color scheme planned for this bad boy. It's going to be something different than we've done in the past, so I'm pretty anxious to try it. I want to thank you guys for following along. This is Project Sweetleaf Part 1 of the V8 swap. So, hey, first step is the first step you got to take to get there. So, Rome wasn't built in a day, but they worked on it every day. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to work on Sweetleaf every day. Again, just waiting for the ground to dry up after the snow melt so that we can get Sean's trailer out, and Sean and I are going to take this thing off to the junkyard, and then we'll be able to go get Sweetleaf out of storage. In the meantime, we're going to be continuing on this 302, and coming down the line is rebuilding the 8.8 and rebuilding the T5. So one thing at a time. We're going to do the engine right now, but I want to thank you all for your support, and I can't say enough, man. I appreciate you all. Have a good night. Peace.